Hey, what's up everyone? You're here with Goran from Pick Dawgz and you're here for your free picks from Sweden and Norway on Sunday, July 9th. Well guys, after a busy Saturday, mostly with the MLS picks we had going on Saturday evening, we are moving on to Europe and we have Norwegian Eliteserien and Swedish Allsvenskan League on Sunday. And there is a couple of games in Mexico as well, which you can find in a separate video. If you want more free picks, go to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, check it out guys, subscribe, hit that like button. And for my best bets, click the link in the description of this video and that will get you up to the page on the Pickdawgz website where you can sign up. Let's get this show on the road guys. We have 6 games in Norway and we have 3 games in Sweden, and we are going to kick it off with this odds BK versus Bodo Glimt matchup in Norway. It's quite obvious that Bodo definitely can't keep a clean sheet right now, even if they are the top team in Norway and in the first place. They have been quite consistent, but over the last few weeks they have conceded 6 goals in their last 3 games. Now, luckily for them, they are still scoring a lot of goals, and whether they play at home or on the road, they are averaging over 2 scored goals per game on the road, 3 scored goals per game at home. Defensively, they're averaging just a goal conceded per game, and that potentially could be a decent chance for odds BK at home. Now, I'm not saying that odds BK is some fantastic team when it comes to scoring goals, because they are not. They haven't scored a lot of goals. They're averaging less than 1 score goal per game. Defensively, very solid, but like I said, it's very hard to rely on Bodo's defense right now, and for that reason, this is gonna be the game where I'm gonna go with both teams to score at over 2.5, minus 114. If I had to choose a side, I mean, obviously it would have to be Bodo, but then again, we would need to add goals as well if we want to get a decent price out of this game. So instead of that, I'm gonna go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. For our next game, guys, we have Rosenborg playing against Lillestrøm, and that could be a very interesting game because neither team is playing that well right now. Rosenborg actually without a win in their last 3 games. Lillestrøm hasn't won any of their last 2 games, and the away team hasn't had that much success in this matchup over the last few games. In the last 3 matches between these two teams, we have seen 3-1 score in each one of those games. Which means that both teams to score hit, over 2.5 hit as well. And I think this is going to be another great game, especially because Rosenborg will kind of try to step up. They haven't scored a single goal in their last 2 games, and they will definitely try to get to the scoreboard, which I think they will because Lillestrøm defense is not that good, and they are definitely conceding a lot of goals. Now, I could potentially see this game going to the over 2.5, even without both teams scoring, which is why I'm gonna take just the over 2.5 at minus 122. I could see potentially Rosenborg stepping up enough to get a nice maybe 3-0 win. If they concede a goal, that much better for us, but even if they don't, I think that them alone can get us over 2.5 line here in this game. Sandefjord is hosting Stabæk in the next game in Norway, and these two teams are also in a pretty bad form. Sandefjord only 1 win in their last 6 games, other 5 were losses. They are very close to the bottom of the table, and they haven't had that much success in this matchup, whether they play it at home or on the road. Stabæk, on the other side, is the better team this season. They have been a bit more consistent, but they also haven't won any of their last 5 games. Luckily for them, they have been scoring goals quite consistently. They were just conceding a lot more than they were able to score, and that's why they are on this negative streak. But so did Sandefjord for that matter. And with that in mind, guys, this is gonna be another game where I'm gonna go with over 2.5, minus 129. I don't think you'd be wrong if you took both teams to score as well, but just for the sake of less volatility in the pick, I'm gonna go with over 2.5, and the price is minus 129, which is definitely more than good for this game. Strømsgodset is hosting Sarpsborg in the next matchup, and here, as opposed to the other 2 picks before this, we have 2 teams in quite the excellent form. Strømsgodset has lost only 1 of their last 5 games. They have won 4, while Sarpsborg is actually on a 3-game winning streak right now, while also winning 4 of their last 5. Now, this is going to be a highly competitive match in my opinion. Sarpsborg's last 10 games went over 2.5, and 9 of those 10, if I'm not mistaken, were both teams to score as well, and they are scoring a lot of goals, but they are also conceding pretty consistently, which is a good news for Strømsgodset, because they are playing at home in this game, and they will definitely try to get on the scoreboard as soon as possible. They will try to get the positive result, and so far at home this season they haven't been scoring a lot, only 1 goal on average, but their defense has been pretty solid at home. Sarpsborg on the road has been averaging about 1.5 goals, and their defense has also been pretty solid, but this is going to be the game where both teams will go for the win. And for that reason, guys, both teams to score at over 2.5 at plus 135. You can kind of tell that the books are not expecting it, but I'm going to take a swing at it because the price is really, really good. The next game in the Norway is between Tromsø and Vålerenga, and I'm keeping this one simple. For some reason, we are getting Tromsø on the money line at plus 118. Now, Tromsø is on a huge winning streak in the Eliteserien. I believe that they are on a 4-game winning streak, while Vålerenga actually is on a 4-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken, in the Eliteserien, and they haven't been that great on the road so far this season. So, like I said, guys, I'm keeping this one simple. I'm gonna take Tromsø on the money line. If I end up losing this pick, so be it. But plus 118 on a team that's on a huge winning roll, especially at home, I'm gonna go with this game, and I'm gonna take Tromsø on the money line. And the last game of the day in Norway is between Molde and Brann. And honestly, this is going to be another game where I'm going to keep it fairly simple, guys. Two teams in a pretty good form, two teams scoring goals quite consistently, but also two teams that are conceding a lot of goals. So you might have guessed it, guys. Both teams to score at over 2.5, minus 155. The books are expecting it. I'm expecting it as well. Let's just hope they don't disappoint. And this might actually be a perfect pick to put it in a double with something else from Norway, and I think that might be exactly what I'm going to do. So Molde against Brann, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Now we are moving on to Sweden, guys, and the first game we have is between Sirius and Hammarby. Sirius is actually quite a big underdog here at home against Hammarby, even though Hammarby hasn't been that good. They haven't been that consistent at all this season, and they are still without a single win on the road. Sirius is also on the 2-game losing streak right now, and during this two-game losing streak, they have scored only 1 goal while conceding 7, and neither of these two teams has a defense right now. So I think the goals might be the way to go here, but overall, I think that Sirius has been better at home than Hammarby has been on the road. So since they are such big underdogs, I think it's worth taking them on double chance. So I'm gonna go with Sirius or draw. Minus 162. Now this might be the pick. I might consider putting in a double with that pick from Norway between Molde and Brann. So Sirius on the double chance at minus 162. For our next game, guys, we have Malmö playing against Mjällby. And as I keep saying, Malmö the best team in the league by far. It's not even a competition. They're scoring a ton of goals. They're defending pretty well. And at home, they're basically unbeatable, and they have 6 wins and 1 draw so far this season. Mjällby on the road so far, 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. They have scored only 2 goals in 6 games, and that's actually quite strange. I guess both games they won were 1-0. I'm not sure I remember quite right, but no offense, basically any offense on the road, conceding on average 1 goal per game on the road. So I think this was going to be all Malmö, and I'm going to go with Malmö to win at over 2.5 goals. Minus 113. If Mjällby gets on the scoreboard, I think that's going to make our pick hit a lot easier. But even if they don't, Malmö is more than capable of going over 2.5 goals on their own. And the last game of this pick, guys, we have Kalmar playing against Elfsborg. That's also in Sweden, and that's 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Two teams in a very good form right now, and I know that Kalmar hasn't been the best team when it comes to scoring goals, but they have been quite consistent. While Elfsborg on the other side is actually still undefeated on the road, 5 wins, 1 draw, and they have been one of the most consistent teams in the league so far this season. And I believe that as the league goes on, as the competition progresses, I think that Elfsborg might be one of those teams that will be the biggest competition to Malmö to win the title. So I think this is going to be another great game where we have two teams with decent performances at home and on the road. And they have been quite consistent when it comes to scoring goals. So both teams to score and Elfsborg to win at plus 310. I'm going to go for the full value here out of this one, guys. As good as Kalmar is, I think that Elfsborg is better, and I think that they will outscore Kalmar in this game, even if Kalmar scores a goal, and I'm counting on it because they are the home team. But I do expect Elfsborg to prevail and simply show off that depth and quality they have on the bench. So both teams to score and Elfsborg to win at plus 310. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were your free picks from the Eliteserien and Allsvenskan on Sweden. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. Have a great Sunday, guys. Good luck with your bets, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.